Imagine you walk into the most beautiful bakery you have ever seen in your life. The smell hits you first. Butter, vanilla, warm chocolate. Then you look up and there's a glass case filled with the most incredible pastries you have ever seen. And then the person behind the counter looks at you and says, "Good morning, what can I get for you today?" And your brain just completely shuts down. You forget every word of English you have ever learned. You point at something random and say, "That one," and walk away with something you did not even want. Welcome to Next Level English. I am Maya, and we are fixing that today, permanently.
Maya, I felt that in my soul. I have done exactly that. I pointed at something once, did not know what it was, paid $4 for it, ate it in shame outside the bakery. No more. We are saving our listeners from that experience today.
We are on a rescue mission. And Tom, this is one of those episodes that is going to be genuinely useful every single time our listeners visit a cafe, a bakery, a fancy brunch spot, or any place where the menu sounds more like a French poem than a food list.
And here's the thing, gourmet bakeries are everywhere now, not just in Paris or New York. In every city, every neighborhood, there is at least one place where someone will ask you, would you like the Queen Amman or the Cannelle? And you are standing there thinking, I do not know what either of those words means, but I'm not going to say that.
So let us start right at the very beginning. You walk in, you look at the display case, and here's the first real situation. You don't know what something is, but it looks amazing. This is where so many learners either point silently or just say, "What is that?" Which is fine, but sounds a little flat. The chunk that's going to save you here is, "Could you tell me a little bit about this one?" Could you tell me a little bit about this one? Say it one more time. Could you tell me a little bit about this one?
That phrase is beautiful because it does three things at once. It's polite, it's curious, and it invites the person behind the counter to talk to you. And bakery staff love talking about their pastries. You ask that question and they will give you a 45-second description full of amazing English vocabulary about flavor and texture and ingredients. You're basically getting a free English lesson inside a bakery. Honestly, genius.
Free English lesson with every croissant. That's the next level English experience right there. Now, once the staff member starts describing the pastry to you, you're going to start hearing flavor vocabulary. And this is where things get interesting. Because English has a very rich set of words specifically for describing the taste and feel of food. And we're going to go through the most important ones right now.
The first flavor vocabulary word is rich, R-I-C-H, rich. When something is rich in food language, it means the flavor is deep, strong, and satisfying in a heavy way. Usually it refers to chocolate, butter, or cream. So you might hear, this tart has a really rich chocolate ganache filling. Or you might use it yourself and say, I'm in the mood for something rich today. Rich, something rich. Remember that. I am in the mood for something rich. That sentence alone will make you sound like a completely fluent English speaker at any bakery counter.
The second word is flaky. F-L-A-K-Y. Flaky. This describes a texture, not a taste. When pastry dough is flaky, it breaks apart into thin, light layers when you bite into it. Croissants are flaky. Puff pastry is flaky. It's one of the most satisfying textures in all of baking, and native English speakers use this word constantly. "Oh, this croissant is so flaky," or "I want something buttery and flaky." Flaky, buttery, and flaky. Those two words together are going to make every bakery employee smile at you.
And the third flavor word we love is tangy, T-A-N-G-Y, tangy. Tangy means there's a bright, slightly sharp, sour quality to the flavor. Think lemon tart, think cream cheese frosting, think sourdough bread. The sourness isn't unpleasant, it's exciting, it wakes your mouth up. So you might say, I love something tangy in the morning. Do you have anything with lemon or passion fruit? Tangy. I love something tangy. Use that word and people will look at you like you've been eating at gourmet bakeries your whole life.
Now let's talk about the moment when you have a special request, because this is where things get more complex. Maybe you're avoiding gluten, maybe you don't eat dairy, maybe you want something customized. And the sentence structure that handles all of these situations gracefully is it possible to have this with? Or is it possible to have this without? Is it possible to have this with? And is it possible to have this without? One more time because this one is gold. Is it possible to have this with? And is it possible to have this without?
So you might say, is it possible to have this with the cream on the side? Or is it possible to have this without the glaze? Or is it possible to have this without the nuts? The reason this structure works so well is the phrase, is it possible? It's not demanding. It's not, I want this without. It's genuinely asking whether the bakery can accommodate you. And that tone, that respectful, curious tone, gets you what you want almost every single time.
And Tom, I want to add something here that a lot of learners miss. When you make a special request in English, especially in a food setting, it's normal and actually really natural to give a very short reason, not a long explanation, just one small sentence. So you might say, is it possible to have this without the nuts? I have a nut allergy. Or is it possible to have this with oat milk instead? I'm dairy-free. That short add-on, that one extra sentence, makes the whole interaction feel much more human and natural. It also helps the staff make sure they take your request seriously.
Speaking of requests, let's talk about one of the most common special pastry requests in English-speaking bakeries right now, customizing something for a special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, a gift. You walk in and you want something that's not just off the shelf. In the chunk for this situation is, I was wondering if you could do something special. I was wondering if you could do something special. Say it again. I was wondering if you could do something special.
I love that phrase. I was wondering if you could do something special. That's not aggressive. That's not demanding. That phrase has a softness to it that immediately creates goodwill with whoever's helping you. And then you follow it with your specific idea. I was wondering if you could do something special. I'm looking for a small cake for my mother's birthday, and I would love something with lavender and lemon if that's possible.
And here's a vocabulary word that is going to come up constantly in gourmet bakery conversations. The word is infused, I-N-F-U-S-E-D, infused. When something is infused, it means one flavor has been absorbed deeply into another ingredient. So a cake might be infused with rosewater, a cream might be infused with Earl Grey, a cookie might be infused with cardamom. Infused, infused with. This word is everywhere in gourmet food descriptions, and when you use it, you immediately sound like someone who really knows their way around a bakery.
So a full sentence might sound like, do you have anything infused with citrus? I love anything with a bright flavor profile. And that brings us to another fantastic vocabulary phrase, flavor profile. Flavor profile. These two words together describe the full range of tastes in a food item. Sweet, salty, bitter, sour, umami. The combination of all of those is the flavor profile. When you say, I love a bright flavor profile, you mean you like things that are fresh, citrusy, light. When you say, I prefer a deeper flavor profile, you mean you like rich, complex, dark flavors.
Flavor profile is one of those phrases that the moment you use it, the person serving you immediately respects your palate. They take you more seriously as a customer. They might even start describing things in more detail because they think, oh, this person really appreciates food. Even if you just learned the phrase 2 minutes ago, that is the magic of language.
That is exactly right. Language is the shortcut to belonging. Now, let us go into a scenario that is really important. You try a sample or you taste something, and you need to describe it because bakery staff will sometimes offer you a little taste of something new. And instead of just saying it is good or it is nice, which are so flat, we want you to have the vocabulary to actually describe what you were tasting.
And here is our full flavor description toolkit. When something is sweet but not overwhelmingly sweet, you say it is subtly sweet. Subtly sweet. When a flavor develops slowly and keeps changing as you chew, you say it has layers of flavor. Layers of flavor. When a pastry melts quickly and smoothly in your mouth, you say it is melt in your mouth. Melt in your mouth. 3 phrases right there. Subtly sweet, layers of flavor, melt in your mouth. Those 3 phrases will make you sound like a food critic for an international magazine.
So, if a staff member offers you a taste of a new almond croissant and asks what you think, instead of, it is good, you might say, oh, wow, it is melt in your mouth. I can taste layers of flavor. Is there cardamom in there? And it's subtly sweet, not too heavy at all. That response right there, that is the response that gets you a second free sample. Trust the process.
Maya has cracked the code, free samples through vocabulary. This is the episode that changes lives. Now, let's talk about one more situation that comes up regularly. You want to compare two things before deciding. You're standing in front of the display case and there are two things that both look incredible and you cannot choose. And the chunk that handles this perfectly is, how would you compare these two? How would you compare these two? One more time. How would you compare these two?
Ah, that phrase hands the decision-making to the expert. The staff member knows everything about what they're selling. When you ask how would you compare these two, you're going to get a genuinely helpful answer that uses all of the flavor vocabulary we just learned. And you're going to hear it in a natural, real-world context. It's like asking for a mini English lesson disguised as a bakery recommendation. Perfect.
And one more vocabulary item before we go into our full scenario. The word is decadent. D-E-C-A-D-E-N-T. Decadent. Something that is decadent is so rich, so luxurious, so indulgent that it feels almost excessive in the best possible way. A triple chocolate tart is decadent. A croissant stuffed with almond cream and topped with honey is decadent. Decadent. When you describe something as decadent in English, you are giving it the highest possible compliment. You are saying this thing is so good it almost feels naughty to eat. And native English speakers love that word around food.
That was absolutely decadent. I need something decadent today. Decadent. Put that word in your mouth today, not just at the bakery. Use it whenever you want to describe something indulgent and luxurious. It works for chocolate, for desserts, for really rich pasta, even for a fancy hotel room. Decadent travels.
Decadent travels. That's going on a t-shirt. All right, let's bring everything together. Let's walk through a full gourmet bakery conversation from start to finish using everything we learned today. Maya, you're the customer. I'll play the bakery staff.
Perfect. Here we go. Good morning. Oh, wow. Everything looks incredible. Could you tell me a little bit about this one, the one with the pink glaze?
Of course, that's our rosewater and lychee tart. The base is a buttery, flaky pastry shell, and it's filled with a cream that's infused with rosewater. The lychee pieces on top give it a subtly sweet, slightly tangy finish.
That sounds amazing. I love a bright flavor profile. Is it possible to have this without the glaze on top? I prefer the flavor of the pastry itself rather than extra sweetness.
Absolutely, no problem at all. Would you like me to leave it plain, or I can add a light dusting of powdered sugar instead?
The powdered sugar sounds perfect. And actually, I was wondering if you could do something special. I want to get a small box of 4 pastries as a gift for a colleague. Could you help me choose 4 different ones with different flavor profiles so there's some variety?
I would love to help with that. How would you compare your colleagues' taste? Do they prefer something rich and decadent or something lighter and tangy?
I think they love something with layers of flavor. Maybe a mix, something rich for a treat and something bright and citrusy to balance it out.
Perfect. I'm thinking the chocolate hazelnut eclair for something decadent, the lemon verbena tart for something tangy, a butter croissant because it simply melts in your mouth, and our seasonal passion fruit millefeuille, which has the most beautiful layers of flavor right now.
That is absolutely perfect. You have wonderful taste. I'll take those 4 and the rose water tart for myself as well. I'm in the mood for something a little indulgent today.
And scene. And now Maya's spending $40 at a bakery, but she sounds incredible doing it.
Fluency is expensive, but worth it. Okay, let's do our full review because this is how your brain locks things in for good.
The first chunk. Could you tell me a little bit about this one? Use it every time you see something you don't recognize. Could you tell me a little bit about this one?
The flavor vocabulary: rich, flaky, tangy, infused, decadent, subtly sweet, layers of flavor, and melt in your mouth. Pick 2 of those today and use them out loud in a real bakery or in your kitchen. Talk to your food. Nobody is judging you.
Talk to your food. I love this podcast. The special request structure. Is it possible to have this with? And is it possible to have this without? Soft, polite, professional gets results every time. Is it possible to have this without the glaze?
The occasion request chunk. I was wondering if you could do something special. I was wondering if you could do something special. Warm, collaborative, and it opens a wonderful conversation.
The comparison question. How would you compare these two? Hands the power to the expert and gets you the best possible recommendation. How would you compare these two?
And the vocabulary phrase of the episode, flavor profile. 2 words that instantly upgrade your food vocabulary and make every bakery conversation feel effortless. I love a bright flavor profile. Do you have anything with a deeper flavor profile? Flavor profile.
And here is your homework for this week. Find one gourmet bakery or cafe near you. Walk in. Use at least 3 phrases from today. That's the challenge. 3 phrases. Real life, real bakery, real English.
And when you do, come back and tell us in the comments what happened. We read every single comment on this channel, and we'd love to hear your bakery story. Did the staff look impressed? Did you get a free sample? Did you accidentally spend way too much money on pastries because you were having too much fun practicing English? Tell us everything.
And here is a comment challenge for this episode. We want you to write your own bakery order in the comments below using at least 2 vocabulary words from today. Use decadent or tangy or infused or flaky and write the full sentence. Something like, I would love a flaky croissant infused with almond cream, please. Drop that in the comments. Read what other people wrote. Reply to someone else's order. This comment section is about to become the most delicious English practice community on the internet.
The most delicious English practice community on the internet. Tom, that is the best thing you've ever said. Okay, if this episode made you hungry and improved your English at the same time, that's exactly what Next Level English is designed to do. Follow us, share us, and leave us a review if you're listening on a podcast platform. Every single review helps this channel reach more English learners around the world.
New episodes every week, real vocabulary, real situations, real confidence. I'm Tom.
And I'm Maya. Thank you for being here. Now go find a bakery, order something decadent, use your English, and remember, fluency is not something that happens to you. It's something you practice, one beautiful pastry at a time. See you in the next episode.